Good evening, and thank you for joining Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRB Plus. I have been locked in this CTV room for about 2.5 hours, more like 2 hours, but it has been quite the day so far. Blake, you good here? Are you good? Should we just bring you in right away?
Oh boy.
I have been locked in here
for hours, days on end. He actually never left.
I was on Stacy's show at the end of the 3:30. I was on my live hit, which I said the wrong thing apparently about Blake's story. Miscommunication between me and everything else. I just wasn't paying attention. That's on me.
Oopsie.
Yeah, we all make mistakes, but that's fine. Then I had to fill in for the Sports Lounge with Sean Korneski, which was a lot of fun. We interviewed two UW Green Bay women's basketball players about the season. Blake
I made a guest appearance on the Sports Lounge. I was real honored that I didn't even realize I was being a part of it.
He wasn't. He walked in. Just walked in. The light, it says it's on.
My head.
The light says we're live.
My head was like not. This was my train of thought. Okay, I was like, all right, Indy's in there. I didn't realize he was doing Sports Lounge today at the time he was doing it.
It's in our schedule.
So he got done with his live hit. So I was like, I saw it on. So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna come say hi to Indy before we do this show. And I opened the door. Whoever was sitting here, I made direct eye contact with her. I looked at Indy. I went,
that is,
and I left.
UW Green Bay women's basketball leading scorer, Jenna Geyer.
Good for her. I'm glad you got to interview her. But I looked at you and I was like, yeah, I messed up. And then I walked out.
No, it was a really good interview with Sean, and I had a lot of fun talking with Jenna and Maddie. Oh man, I screw her last name up every time, but she's the third leading scorer on the team. So it was a good show for sure.
Congratulations.
You'll be able to catch that on Friday at 7:30 p.m. You can catch it on our social media as well. It'll be available on our YouTube channel, WFRB Local 5. So let's go ahead and get into some of the stories today, Blake. Any thoughts on the day so far, though, real quick before we get into the news?
Busy day as always.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all you can really say. It's another one of those days where.
What'd you do today?
We did a lot, actually.
You did stuff I said you did do, but
I was monitoring both.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
You weren't.
That's why I got.
So I am updated on the knowledge.
Discombobulated.
Probably should start though with court before we get into mine. That's the good segue there. So
sure,
I'll let you take the reins over there.
Yeah. So pretty much the driver who is accused of hitting or operating under the influence, causing death, has been charged with homicide. Officially charged, 69-year-old from Luxembourg. Let me go ahead and pull up the story here real quick. Charged with homicide by operating while intoxicated. 69-year-old. His name is Douglas Prohl.
Yep, Prohl.
He alleges that he was under the influence when he sped through a red light and struck a vehicle attempting to complete a left turn on a Holmgren Way off Lombardy Avenue. On Friday, the call came in around 5 p.m. An officer was sent to a possible crash at Lombardy Avenue and Holmgren Way. Arrived within seconds of the call, actually. A traffic light was at the scene was down, and the damage was pretty significant. The sedan was driven by a 45-year-old man with his 17-year-old daughter in the passenger seat at the time of the crash. Both were hospitalized, and unfortunately, the 17-year-old later died from her injuries at the hospital. Video footage of the crash shows the victim's vehicle in the left turn-only lane heading westbound on Lombardy Avenue. In the middle of the intersection, waiting to complete the turn, a witness who was stopped at the intersection reportedly told police that they also saw the truck go through the red light, hearing a loud roaring like a revving engine. Now, Prohl, he told police that he had 2 beers about 90 minutes before the crash. According to the complaint, Prohl started to slur his words and an alcoholic odor was evident. The complaint claims that Prohl continued to talk about his truck to the authorities as he seemed more concerned about how his truck was involved in the incident. When Prohl was brought back to the station, he reportedly asked for an attorney. His blood was drawn following a search warrant. Now, we'll play a little bit of a clip from our, I believe, our 4 p.m. show, maybe 5 p.m. No, definitely 5 p.m. because it's Stacy and Tom. So we'll play that right now.
Brett Wisconsin lawmakers are working to eliminate what is
That's the
known
wrong
as
one.
And tonight we
the pink
begin with
tax.
new charges against the driver
There it is.
accused of hitting a car and killing a teenage girl last Friday. 69-year-old Douglas Prohl appeared in court today facing 2 new charges in relation to the deadly Ashwaubenon crash. A newly filed criminal complaint shows Prohl is facing 1 count of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and 1 count of operating while intoxicated causing injury. Second offense. Court documents state the victims in this case, a father and a daughter, were trying to turn left onto Lombardi Avenue off Holmgren Way Friday night. Their sedan was hit by a pickup truck. Statements in the criminal complaint from responding officers show both victims suffered serious injuries, with the 17-year-old girl later dying from those injuries. Officers on scene noted that Prohl appeared to be under the influence of alcohol. He appeared virtually in court today for the first time to face new charges in the case. The state asked for a $250,000 cash bond, while the defense asked for a much lower bond.
As the state noted, strength of the case at this point is a video of Mr. Prohl estimated to be exceeding speed limit and running a red light and crashing into this young woman and the driver as they were trying to turn left. So quite frankly, I don't think $250,000 cash is enough.
The Brown County Court Commissioner ultimately set a cash bond at $500,000. Prohl will be back in court next week. Bretson, tonight we begin.
So, yeah, obviously a very, very tragic situation. As a reminder, don't drink and drive. It never leads to anything good. It only endangers the people around you, not only yourself, but everybody around you. Make sure you are being safe. Call an Uber. It's not that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the sentiment around the couple of people I talked to today was it's a horrible thing. I mean, we just saw it firsthand. Obviously, you and me are just part of this community and we're reporting on it. But, I mean, it affects, I mean, all of us. It's that reminder that...
one mistake could be costly.
And it's such a simple thing to avoid.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
You call an Uber for $30-$40.
There's
pick your car up the next day.
There's all those rideshare apps. I mean, you mentioned Uber, then there's Lyft. I mean, we're in Green Bay.
Call a friend, call a family member, just somebody.
So there's there's that luxury down here. Those the rideshare programs that we have that are like the Wisconsin Tavern League.
Yeah, the Safe Ride.
It's
the
Safe Ride.
program?
Yeah. So I mean, there's always ways to go about it. I talked to a woman with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and she said that they're not discouraging. They're obviously they want it to end. They're not discouraging anyone from going out. Always go out, have fun, but you got to have a plan in place of, okay, we're gonna have X go drop us off. We're gonna call an Uber to get back, or this person's gonna bring us there. This person's gonna come pick us up. So there's always ways to go about it.
Yeah. We get it. Plans change sometimes. Sometimes you have a little bit more than you thought you would.
But that's why you have plans in place before you're impaired.
If you don't, there's those rideshare apps.
So
just make sure you utilize those because, like we said, one mistake can lead to significant consequences. Yep. And unfortunately, we have the loss of a 17-year-old, which is far too young to lose life. So.
It's a horrible thing. I spoke with Captain Brian Amundsen with the Ashwaubenon Public Safety, and he said this community it's an issue. Drinking and driving is an issue. They're working on their different groups and their programs to figure out what they can do to help limit it, but they're not estranged from it. They're not running and hiding and saying, "Oh, we don't have a problem." I mean, they're owning up to it that it is a problem. And the state of Wisconsin has that stigma around it, really.
Absolutely. It's the drunkest state in the United States. It's got 8 out of the top 10 cities as the most drunkest in.
Yeah. So they want people to beat that culture and not look at it and be like, oh, well, I'm from Wisconsin. If I have 5 drinks, I'm fine to go home, because you're not. You're not fine. You're not really even fine after one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
anything really, all it takes is one.
Because it's one thing, and it's, I mean, I don't know. It's obviously it's a tough one, but a tragedy like this one, in my eyes, really brings it to the forefront of a lot of people's minds. Because I know I'm thinking about it, and
oh yeah,
and
me
going
too,
and going, going.
I mean, we're no strangers to going out and having fun from time to time. This is what we do. We do that stuff, but it's like, you just need to be responsible when it comes to finding a ride home, setting up plans beforehand, and making sure.
And that's what both groups are looking at, is that, all right, you just saw this happen. This is now going to be a springboard into more people advocating for these ride shares, more advocating for more preventions to be done in place to not allow this to happen anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, a $40 Uber is a lot cheaper than a $500,000 cash
and
bond.
Potential life in prison.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about Local 5's Ellie Davis's story, a little bit more positive note. But stick with us right after these 1-minute commercial Blake, I was going to say Blake.
Who?
For Indiana Shills. That's Blake Boris. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. Blake is still with us, but we're keeping him off camera for a little bit as we run through Local 5's Ellie Davis's story. Wisconsin lawmakers, they have introduced a bipartisan bill to eliminate pink tax. Now, what is pink tax? That is that is a 5% sale tax on menstrual products. Let's go ahead and listen to Local 5's Ellie Davis.
Wisconsin lawmakers are working to eliminate what is known as the pink tax.
Our Ellie Davis spoke with supporters today who say removing the tax will help improve access to feminine hygiene products.
A bipartisan bill introduced Tuesday aims to remove Wisconsin's 5% sales tax on menstrual products like tampons and pads.
32 other states have successfully signed bills into law to eliminate this unfair, regressive, and discriminatory tax on these necessary products.
Representative Snodgrass says the tax puts an unnecessary cost on those who rely on them every month, and that these products are not a luxury.
Collection products are not optional. They are essential for health and hygiene and quality of life.
In a written statement, Republican Senator Rachel Cabra-Guevara says that taxing on menstrual products is, quote, a direct tax on women. The American Medical Association has classified menstrual products as essential for women's health, and advocates say the current tax hurts Wisconsin's residents.
More than 11% of women in Wisconsin live in poverty, and for them, every cost matters. Even a 5% tax can be the difference between having what you need and going without.
Leaders from Women's Fund Fox Valley say the impact is clear in schools.
In fact, 84% of young menstruators report knowing someone who missed class because they did not have access to period products.
Through the Monthlies Project, free menstrual products are provided to schools across the Appleton Area School District. Leaders at the school district say this bill will positively impact students and families.
Our families are challenged with the cost of some of these items, and that does prevent a huge barrier for our students. So if the cost is less, it does give them more of an opportunity to purchase those products.
In Appleton, Ellie Davis, Local 5 News.
Thank you, Ellie. Representative Snodgrass says this bill will be brought to the table in the next legislative session.
All right.
I wasn't ready. I lied to you. Oh no. Why am I blue? Why is this camera blue?
I don't know.
Have we figured this out?
No. I'm blue. Da-ba-dee,
It's
It's a good song.
All right.
Let's go ahead and quickly break down some sports here now.
Sports ball.
Yes, basketball. NBA trade
I wanted
deadline.
to play water. I want to talk about water polo.
No, you don't.
What do you know about
I don't know anything about water polo.
Dell Road?
No idea. NBA trade deadline is coming up here in just a couple days.
Fast approaching.
Now, we've already had some significant moves in the NBA. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's headed from Memphis to Utah. Nikola Vucevic.
You.
Bulls to the Celtics for Anthony Simons.
Good move there.
Can we see Giannis get traded? Now, there's reports coming out that the Bucks will not move on from Giannis Antetokounmpo until the offseason. Smart move or no?
I haven't been asked that question yet. I guess my whole take on the whole thing is if he's going to go anywhere, the team that's probably set up themselves for probably the only team that's set up right now for probably the assets Milwaukee wants back for him is Minnesota. The trade they made today to get off Mike Conley, his 22 something, I think was something like that, $1 million relief, opened up a now kind of a spot for where Giannis can go and play in Minnesota. If a deal doesn't happen with them, if something falls out between the two sides, I'd say then he's staying put. He's going to give best effort when he's back healthy, play the rest of the year, whatever. Losing the play-in, whatever, go into next year, and then he's gone. I mean, the summer is going to be the best time to make a move. They're going to figure out which team's going to be in the top 10 of the lottery. You'd probably think they'd do a deal after the lottery.
Absolutely.
Because then you're seeing what pick they have. But I would say he's more or less gone unless, I mean, there's no other way for them to recoup anything. I think the big thing that's shocking is you saw all these things that Milwaukee's going to be aggressive before we get to the deadline. They're going to go get us another star for Giannis. Now Giannis is hurt. I mean, the really only person you could trade is Kuzma. You're probably not going to trade Miles Turner as much as that experiment is currently flopping. But I think it's Minnesota or bust for Giannis to get out. And then Giannis will probably go sign in New York once his contract's up in 2 years.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move to not move Giannis at the deadline. Like you said, I think you wait until the draft lottery is set just because you can go ahead and jump up to.
Well, I'd be okay trading him at the deadline. I'm not saying to wait just because of that. I think Minnesota is going to be the best place for them to get a player, to get the return back.
What Minnesota, do you think the return would be?
I think the return would be.
It's got to be Julius Randle.
I would say it's Jaden McDaniels.
And both of them?
No, I would say McDaniels is probably your lead guy out of that.
Just one.
If you can get McDaniels and Naz Reid, and trade in you would have to probably throw in Kuzma, but that's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's like,
I feel like Randle would be the one moved.
Well, yeah, because Randle's 31. I don't want a 31-year-old. What rebuilding are you doing there? Nothing. You're doing that's pointless if you go get Julius Randle.
Yeah, but at least you're staying competitive.
I would then just waive Randle. I wouldn't keep him.
You just waive him? Just go full-blown rebuild?
What you're not going to compete with Julius Randle and Miles Turner as your 1 and 2. Unless I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong.
Well, I'm saying there's going to be more pieces involved in the trade.
Yes, but
you don't think Minnesota would give up McDaniels and Randle?
No. I wouldn't think so. I would.
How many picks would they give up?
I would imagine all of their firsts. They have 4.
Yeah, you would think.
So I think I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to gauge because we're looking at a time of the Luka trade now is a year old. Is Giannis worth more than that? I would say Giannis is worth a little bit more than Luka, but the haul on Luka was nothing.
Right. No, the haul on Luka was surprising.
The haul on Luka
now worked out for Dallas slightly.
They got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and Cooper Flagg out of it. Yes, you somehow lucked your way into getting the number 1 overall pick, but you could have had.
Is the NBA scripted?
4 more. You could have had 4 more picks.
Was it scripted for them to get the number 1
was
overall
it scripted?
pick?
No, it wasn't scripted. It's just the way it's a lottery system. There's only 4 people that have access to it.
That's all it takes to script it.
Just go to commercial break.
All right, we're going to head to our final commercial break. When we come back, Blake and I will continue talking sports. We'll talk a little bit about the NASCAR Clash coming up tomorrow.
Don't get me started.
And the Super Bowl. We'll be back
Super Bowl.
In just 1 minute.
You mean the big game?
Yeah, sure. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I'm your host, Indiana Shields, joined once again by Blake Borths. reporter here at Local 5.
Whoop, whoop.
Talking a little bit. We're plugging our NASCAR show a little bit. Inside the Garage.
Recording tomorrow.
Recording tomorrow, right before the Clash.
Right before. I think practice is going to be done by the time we start recording, and like maybe a last chance qualifier.
So
I gotta look at the. I gotta look at the schedule.
Sure, we had high aspirations for the Clash to happen on schedule
On
this
Sunday.
week.
On Monday. Nope.
No.
Wednesday.
Snowstorm decided to move in, and North Carolina was covered with snow. Now, it's only the preseason race, but it does help us get a nice first glimpse of NASCAR, kind of welcoming us back into the season. What do you got, Blake?
So the good news is practice qualifying will be, and the last chance qualifying race, and the Clash will get started right when we start recording.
We'll just watch it live.
Unfortunately,
broadcasting rights do not allow that.
It unfortunately coincides with this one particular show that you like to do, that I'm normally on. It's this one.
Oh.
Race starts at 5.
Race starts at 5. The show starts at 5:30.
Realistically, the race will probably get started once we start the show.
Well, anyways, so we're looking forward to that coming up here. Blake and I will have all you can ask for on
all you
Inside
can
the
eat.
Garage. No, on Inside the Garage. Could you just act professional for once?
I am.
Your mother even told you to calm down.
If you would like to watch me and Indiana Shills on Inside the Garage on WFRV Plus, you can tune in Fridays at 9:30. And then it's also on our YouTube page at WFRV Local 5. Inside the Garage is our NASCAR-based show where we have reactions, insights, and all the latest news and coverage you could ever ask for if you're a NASCAR fan. We really would appreciate your support if you came and watched and tuned into one of our episodes. This week's episode, we'll be live reacting to what qualifying and practice looked like at Bowman Gray Stadium for the Clash. We'll also get gearing up for the Daytona 500. That's going to be happening in about, I think, 10 days. So if you want all that and more, make sure you tune in on WFRV Plus at 9:30 p.m., not morning. That coincides with Local 5 Live, unfortunately. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I should say Local 5 Live, phenomenal program. I love it.
We're running here.
Where are we running? It's 54.
All right, let's move over to
the big game. We can't call. We're gonna see. Can we go to the rest of the show without calling it its actual name?
All right, the big game.
The big game. If you wondered, it's because I don't know.
Broadcasting
rights. We cannot call it. We call it the big game.
So Seahawks.
Does that mean? Wait. Well, can we call them the Seahawks, or do we have to call them the Seabirds?
Oh my God! What are you? What is it? What is?
And the New England.
What's gotten into you?
Winners, I guess. Nothing. You told me to act professional. I'm sitting up. I'm giving my best insight for first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus.
Okay. Anyways, the Seahawks.
Super Bowl. I mean, it's gonna be a good game. I feel. They made Super Bowl week. I feel like it's so worthless when you're like Austin. We're all the way in Wisconsin. It's all the way
completely on the other side.
We're completely the other side. Like we're benefiting just off of, the stuff that we hear on social media. We have our live hits in our shows from our parent company reporter we have out there. So, I mean, this whole week is really just nothing. We only care about Sunday.
Yeah. No, right. The Sunday, hopefully you got some good Super Bowl plans.
I think I do.
In order.
I think I do. I have a couple on the table as far as I know, but we're gonna figure out something.
I'm hoping we get some good commercials this year.
I'm amped. I'm so amped. I will say I wasn't really watching. I was more or less on my phone, but I had Local 5 on my TV because who else would I watch, obviously. And they were running the history of the Super Bowl commercials, and there were some good ones. It was Puppy Monkey Baby, the Mountain Dew commercial.
Yeah.
That one played. The Clydesdales is always a classic. Can't wait to see what they do this year.
You ever play that like bingo, Super Bowl bingo with like commercials?
I've never played it.
It's like a car commercial or the Clydesdales. It's pretty fun.
There's always a Doritos one.
Yeah.
There's always Clydesdales, like we mentioned. Mountain Dew normally has one.
Mm-hmm.
I think like T-Mobile has one.
Well, probably.
Are you looking forward to the halftime show?
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I don't really know much of Bad Bunny. But
I don't know much of Bad Bunny's songs, so I don't feel like I was way more amped about last year's just because I know Kendrick and I knew Kendrick Lamar and you knew what the songs were going to be that he was going to play, and it was just so funny because it was like I was at the bar back home watching with grandparents and my uncle, and they were like, "Who is this guy?" Everyone at the bar was, "Who is he? What does they not like us mean?"
Yeah, no, Bad Bunny's obviously a very big global.
He just won a
superstar.
Grammy. He just
I
won a
think
Grammy.
He won multiple.
He won
Grammys.
multiple. It was funny because Trevor Noah asked him, so like, you're doing the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Can you do something? Can you do a show for us here at the Grammys? He goes, no. Well, they were like, well, are you gonna break any rules? And he was like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Man, who knows?
We'll
Not
see.
doing it.
Yeah, but no, I mean he's got a big global following, and
He
with
does.
with the NFL always trying to continue
and that was an
growing their brand globally.
That was an article I read. Was that
it's definitely the right move for them?
That was with them making now all these rules that every team has to play overseas. I think once every 3 years. It only makes sense for you to have an international talent. Oh, goodness, excuse me, that really like him. How many people are going to go to the Super Bowl just to go to a quote-unquote Bad Bunny concert?
Probably not that many.
Well, no, okay, so
you could probably go to his concert for a lot cheaper.
I'm sure, but you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
If Eminem was doing... Why isn't he doing the halftime show? Why?
You would have to talk to the NFL about that. I don't make that call.
Have the Weeknd do it again.
I think he should have a do-over.
Have the Super Bowl.
Unfortunately, he was restricted because of COVID-19. Let him go again.
Have the Super Bowl in Detroit, and then you can go. I'd go. Here, I'm going to make a deal with you right now, because the odds of this happening are going to be so low, but I'll stick to it. If the Super Bowl is ever in Detroit, we're going.
No.
Yes.
You wouldn't go to Daytona with me.
You asked me, and it was $3,000. I don't have $3,000. You asked me 2 weeks before. I have to work.
That'll do it for
you
another
have to work.
Absolutely ridiculous episode
Oh
of First
my
5
goodness.
p.m. Just want to say thank you guys for watching so much.
Can't wait to hear what the title of this one is.
It means a lot to me and Blake. So thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys.
Bye, guys.